Is there a vetting system in place to ensure Hamas fighters can't access aid through this new program and at the 4 current GHF sites?
So certainly Hamas is an ongoing threat. The IDF is conducting daily operations against them. Our sites are safe and secure. We've only had 2 incidents of violence months ago that were Hamas fomented and injured 2 American aid workers. And there was 1 instance of unfortunately, tragic incidents when Hamas fomented a stampede. But our sites are safe. And we ensure that the aid gets into the people who need it the most. One way we do that is the reservation system that we're talking about. Another way that we do that is we have separate women's distributions, totally separate, so to ensure that they're getting aid and they can feed their families. We also have women's distributions immediately after the main distribution. Once the crowds are dispersed, many women stay behind. We had a record day this past weekend, and now we're consistently hitting feeding over 3,300 women, specifically and separately as part of our distributions.
You bring up that tragic incident where 20 people died in that crowd crush at an aid distribution site run by GHF. You said that this was driven by Hamas. The Palestinian Health Ministry said it was due to chaos from tear gas fired at a crowd of people waiting for aid. And I want to give you an opportunity to address that.
Well, again, that's Hamas saying that, the Gaza Ministry of Health. We do not have tear gas on our sites. We use only non-lethal methods of crowd control. Our security personnel are very highly trained, very highly skilled U.S. veterans, and more importantly, very highly intelligent. They are not there because they know how to pull a trigger. They are there because they know how not to.
I want to follow up with you. First of all, I just need to note that the Gaza Ministry of Health, for its part, says that it is not an extension of Hamas. And it is true. We did check the United Nations' own tracker before this interview. A vast majority of their trucks are looted or don't make it to their intended destinations in Gaza. Now, they say that it's a scarcity issue. I know GHF wants to work with the UN. What have those discussions been like?
Our executive chairman had some meetings a week or 2 ago in the United States with UN personnel. We have seen some ratcheting down of the rhetoric against GHF coming out of those meetings, which is a positive development. The point of all of this is to feed more people in Gaza. And I would argue that anyone trying to shut down GHF or criticizing the way that we're doing this is arguing for less aid. And I would meet that with extreme skepticism. There's nothing humanitarian about playing politics with this desperately needed aid. We're going to continue focusing on our mission, which has been successful, to feed people to the tune of 130 million meals in less than 3 months. And we push the government of Israel and the IDF every single day to let us expand and to keep going.
The UN, for its part, says that the system it had in place before the blockade with more than 100 aid sites, that worked. Now there's a scarcity issue, which is why these attacks are happening. And now more than 200 NGOs say that they want GHF to be dismantled. If your system is so effective, if it is working, as you say, why do you think all these NGOs want you gone?
Well, you don't have to take my word for it. Just last week, more than 200 other NGOs from more than 15 countries issued a public letter in support of us, urging that the United Nations work with us and collaborate to feed more people. So you'd have to ask the others what their agenda is. Our model is to feed people without any diversion, and we've been successful at that. The UN has, the legacy system was a failure. That's the main reason we are in operation. And we're going to continue doing it.
Let me just follow up with you quickly, because there was an internal analysis conducted by USAID that showed, according to this U.S. government report, that there was no widespread theft by Hamas. They looked into 150 incidents of waste, fraud, and abuse, and that's what the finding was. It was by USAID.
You can see for yourself all over social media for the past couple of weeks of Hamas and armed masked men parading the UN convoys around Gaza. One of the main reasons we are able to now do the reservation distribution system is because the food insecurity is lessening with all the aid being pumped in now. Market prices are coming down. The chaos and of the crowds has been coming down at our sites. We have a model that is working when you compare it to the others. And again, we can solve this problem together. If all of these other NGOs and the United Nations spent as much time working with us on their PR smear campaign, imagine how many people we could feed.
Right. And just to note, we did reach out to the UN before the interview. They said it has no intention to undermine any operation that brings more desperately needed aid into Gaza. What we have emphasized is that aid should be delivered according to humanitarian principles. We conveyed this message directly during a constructive meeting that we had talked about earlier in the interview. I also just want you to get your response to the deaths